2010, a bid committee walked into a room in Zurich carrying the most expensive sports lobbying operation ever assembled. They were asking to host 1 month of football. By the time the tournament closed, in December 2022, the total spend had reached an estimated $220 billion, more than every previous World Cup in history combined. FIFA, the body that awarded them the rights, collected $6.3 billion from the same event. The host returned approximately $1.56 billion in direct economic activity. That gap has a story. It is not a comfortable one. The FIFA World Cup is the most watched sporting event on the planet. Every 4 years, FIFA licenses the broadcast rights, worth an estimated $2.64 billion in the 2022 cycle. Corporate sponsors pay for the right to be called official partners. The host nation builds the stadiums, the roads, the hotels. FIFA takes the revenue. That is how this works. On December 2, 2010, the FIFA Executive Committee met in Zurich to vote on hosts for the 2018 and 2022 World Cups. The United States had submitted the stronger technical bid for 2022. Qatar won. 12 EXCO members voted for them in the final round. The week before the vote, Nicolas Sarkozy, President of France, hosted a lunch at the Élysée Palace. Crown Prince Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani of Qatar attended. Michel Platini, President of UEFA, a voting FIFA EXCO member, also attended. Platini had previously indicated he would vote for the United States. He voted for Qatar. He later said he had made up his own mind. He said he knew what would be good. Sepp Blatter later alleged, and this is his allegation, not a court finding, that the lunch was connected to a $14 billion French fighter jet sale to Qatar. Mohammed bin Hammam was the president of the Qatar Football Association and a FIFA EXCO member in the voting room that day. According to the U.S. Department of Justice indictment, Jack Warner, FIFA vice president, received $1.6 million from an account linked to bin Hammam in the period around the vote. The Garcia Report, 430 pages, an independent investigation commissioned by FIFA itself, completed September 2014. FIFA released a 42-page summary. Michael Garcia, the investigator who wrote it, called the summary materially incomplete and resigned immediately. The full report leaked to the German newspaper Bild in 2017. In 2010, the land where Lusail City now stands was desert. Qatar spent an estimated $45 billion building it from nothing. The 2022 World Cup final was played in a stadium in a city that did not exist the day Qatar won the bid. The summer problem was visible from the start. Qatar's temperatures reach 40 to 45 degrees Celsius in June and July, the traditional World Cup window. This was known in 2010, known to FIFA, known to the EXCO members who voted. Nobody asked the obvious question. FIFA confirmed a shift to November and December in 2015, 5 years after the vote, after every European domestic league had already built its calendar around the existing schedule. Clubs reorganized. Players competed mid-season in temperatures they had not prepared for. The tournament ran in winter. Clubs received no compensation from the $6.3 billion FIFA collected. The temperature problem had a solution: air-conditioned stadiums. The workers who built them had a different experience. The kafala system bound migrant workers to a single employer who controlled their ability to change jobs, transfer to another employer, or leave the country. Approximately 1.6 to 2 million migrant workers entered Qatar's construction industry during the build-up to the tournament, primarily from India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. On February 23, 2021, The Guardian published an analysis using death records from the national statistics agencies of those 5 countries. Tracking all deaths of their nationals recorded in Qatar between 2010 and 2020, the newspaper calculated that at least 6,500 migrant workers had died in Qatar during the World Cup construction period. Qatar's official response: 3 deaths were directly construction-related. 37 total across all causes. The discrepancy is not an error. It is a methodology. Qatar counted only deaths that occurred in the act of construction. The Guardian counted all deaths of migrant workers in Qatar during the period. The 2 numbers describe different things. They will never be reconciled. No independent body has been permitted to reconcile them. November 19, 2022. One day before the tournament opened, Gianni Infantino, FIFA president, held a press conference. It lasted approximately 1 hour. He said, Today I feel Qatari. Today I feel Arab. Today I feel African. Today I feel gay. Today I feel disabled. Today I feel a migrant worker. He attributed this solidarity to having been bullied as a child because he had red hair and freckles. 2 days before opening, FIFA reversed its contract with Budweiser. The $75 million sponsorship had included the right to sell beer in stadium perimeters. FIFA removed that right after pressure from Qatari authorities. Budweiser tweeted, "Well, this is awkward," then deleted it. The tournament started anyway. 32 teams, 64 matches, 3.4 million tickets sold, 96% occupancy. On December 18, 2022, Argentina and France played the final at Lusail Stadium in front of 88,966 people. The match ended 3-3 after extra time. Argentina won on penalties, 4-2. Lionel Messi won his first World Cup. It was, by most accounts, the greatest final in tournament history. FIFA's revenue for the full 2019-2022 business cycle, $757 billion. Of that, $6,314 billion came directly from Qatar 2022. Qatar's estimated direct economic return from hosting, $1.56 billion. Less than 1% of what it spent. On November 29, 2022, while the group stage was still running, Hassan Al-Thawadi, Qatar's World Cup chief, sat down with Piers Morgan on Talk TV. Morgan asked about worker deaths. Al-Thawadi said, "The estimate is around 400, between 400 and 500. The Supreme Committee, Qatar's official organizing body, immediately clarified that he was referring to deaths across Qatar's entire economy during the construction period, not specifically World Cup-related deaths. He said it on camera. Adidas, Coca-Cola, Visa, and Hyundai each issued statements acknowledging labor rights concerns. None withdrew. None withheld payment. As of November 2024, zero compensation had been paid to the families of workers who died in Qatar during the World Cup construction period. Qatar's domestic football league averages rarely above 1,500 spectators per match. Lusail Stadium holds 80,000. Mohammed bin Hammam was banned for life from all football in December 2012. The formal grounds: conflicts of interest unrelated to the World Cup bid. Jack Warner was indicted by the U.S. Department of Justice in 2015 on charges of wire fraud, racketeering, and money laundering. As of 2026, he has not been extradited from Trinidad and Tobago. Sepp Blatter and Michel Platini were acquitted by a Swiss federal court in July 2022 of fraud charges related to a separate payment made in 2011, unconnected to the bid. In 2024, Gianni Infantino moved his personal residence to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Qatar didn't buy a World Cup. It bought permission to host, to build, to project influence across a region, to sit at the table where the world's attention was pointed for 1 month every 4 years. FIFA didn't sell football. It sold legitimacy to the highest bidder. The stadiums are not white elephants. They are receipts. Qatar 2022, Hidden Capital.